I'm gonna do a little book haul because today I purged probably like 25 of my books and took them and sold them at Half Price Books. And guess how much they gave me for like a lot of books? $16. And I don't know why I expected differently, but I had already shopped around and found the ones that I wanted to get. So I just went ahead and got them. I don't know, it's my birthday month and I have space for more books now, which was not the purpose of cleaning, but of course if I go to a bookstore I have to buy some books. I don't have the self-control. Let's start with Sally Rooney, Normal People. I have read this already, and I thought I had a copy. I might have lent it out, or I might have just read it on Libby. This was in college, like 6 or 7 years ago. So I just read Intermezzo and I loved it. And I've read all of them. I've also read and own, oh, I always forget the name, and I want to say Great Big Beautiful Life now. Beautiful World, Where Are You? Is it? That's maybe. So I have Normal People now, and I need to get Conversations with Friends, which I actually, when I read it in college, I liked that one more than Normal People, and people didn't really like that one, or like comparatively for Rooney. I didn't watch the show of that. I honestly didn't finish the show with Normal People because it hurt too bad, and which is crazy to say for me because I love to hurt from my media. I also didn't watch Conversation with Friends, which I don't think I have to. Anyways, tangent about Sally Rooney. When I was going through my books, I realized I don't have very many horror books. Like, I always read horror on Libby or from the library, so there's like a gap in my library kind of good quality horror books that I want to own. These are not ones that I've read, but they're ones that I'm pretty confident I will enjoy. So this is Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk. I've never read a Palahniuk, and I am excited. I think this is like fucked up stories, so that'll be fun. I haven't read short stories in a while. Then I got Mary by Nat Cassidy. The only Nat Cassidy I've read is Rest Stop, which is like, I don't know if it's technically a novella or not, but it's very short and slasher-y. So I'm excited to read something by them, read something a bit more literary, and I've heard really good things about this. And if I like this, I'll want to read Nestlings. I checked out, it's literally right here. I have When the Wolf Comes Home checked out from the library right now, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to return it because I don't think I'm going to read this right now. I'm not like super into werewolf stories. That's not super my thing. So this is going to be lower on the priority list of Nat Cassidy and just horror in general. This, I hardly ever buy like a hardback at list price, but I've heard such good things about this, and I could have checked it out from the library. But there's a really long wait list, and like people are obsessed with this book, and I want to read it like soon. It takes place on a reality TV show. People have said that they just read it very fast. It's really good and engaging, and I'm in the mood for that right now. So once I finish, I'm reading Wild Dark Shore right now. I have a couple hundred pages left of that, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one up right away. When I finish that, which hopefully tonight or tomorrow. Probably not tonight. I don't think I have time to read that much tonight. Okay, next and final one is also a new one, new book, Will of the Many. This is something that I'll have to challenge myself with. I think it's a little dark academia too. One of my favorite books are dark academia. I don't totally know what this is about. Sci-fi fantasy kind of, when I'm not in it, like locked in, like I'll need to just sit and put my phone in the other room and just like focus and get into this book. Which I don't know when I will, but maybe like cozying into the fall, I'll pick up this big boy. And yeah, I would like to get, I don't know if this is sci-fi or fantasy. I think fantasy at least. I'm kind of rambling about it, sorry, but Will of the Many. And that's it for my book haul. Okay, so since my physical TBR is so manageable right now, why don't we just go through it and see what we have? So yeah, these are the books that I kept that I want to read, that sound exciting to me, that still sound good, and that I want to get to. Well, I am definitely a mood reader, and sometimes when I tell myself I want to read a book at a certain time, it makes me not want to, and it makes me want to pick out something completely different. So I try to just follow what I want, but with kind of an outline. I don't have any books from the library right now, except for that Nat Cassidy one, but I'm going to return that. So I want to maybe lock in a little bit to read some of these for the rest of the summer. So either or, love The Idiot. I don't know how I haven't gotten to this. Dark Matter, I want to get to. My mom just read that, and I think she said it was fine, but I still want to read it. Heart's Invisible Furies, I cannot actually believe that I haven't read this book yet. I love Irish literature, Irish lit fic. They're some of my favorite books, and I just know that this is going to be one of my favorite books when I read it. It's just a chonker, and one of those that you put off because you know it's gonna make you feel things. This is a random from Book of the Month that I want to read. It's set in Port Orchard, which is pretty close to me. But this sounds like a literary thriller, kind of. It looks very like maybe I should read it in the fall. This is a recent Book of the Month, The Bombshell, which I don't really remember what this is about either. I think it's like a political thriller, maybe? It's set in Corsica, 1993. Which, where is Corsica? Mediterranean. So, I don't know about this. I mean, I'll read it, but I'll probably go in not really knowing what it's about. Here's a thriller from Book of the Month. Every Sweet Thing is Bitter. This sounded good. I think it's like someone runs over someone with their car and drama ensues, as it would. I really need to read Giovanni's Room soon. This is another one that I just haven't, because I think I like read the first couple pages a few months ago and was like, oh god, I am gonna need to read this on like a night that I can just read the whole thing and have no distractions. So I put it on the top, so I'm hoping to do that pretty soon. I also need to read Parable of the Sower. Global climate change and economic crises lead to social chaos in the early 2020s. Is this fucking Play About Us? So this will be heavy, but also this is one of those books that sometimes it helps me to read something like this. I feel like it might be not comforting, but kind of comforting. It also ends, the blurb ends, but what begins as a fight for survival soon leads to something much more, the birth of a new faith and a startling vision of human destiny. So I'm hoping there's some hope in this. I'm hoping that there's some wisdom to be gleaned, and I just know that this is gonna be a great fucking book. This is another one for the fall that I need to read, If We Were Villains by ML Rio. I have this like interesting cover of it that I got on like, I don't know, one of those cheap book sites. I think it's like the UK cover or some certain, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But I think it's cute, but it also like, this is a dark academia and it looks like a like middle-aged white woman lit fic, which love, but that's not what this is. I will read this in the fall when I want a dark academia. Ugh, I'm just really excited for the fall. I love the summer. My birthday's in the summer and I live in the Pacific Northwest, so everything is like summers are just like why we tolerate the gray all year is for the summers. It's just beautiful, but very busy, and it's the last week of July and I'm finding myself like plotting for fall a little bit. I have a random thriller, Lisa Jewell, Family Upstairs. I like Lisa Jewell. I think I got this at Value Village just when I need a thriller. I have that on deck, something that I know I'll like. This, I've never heard anyone talk about. I got this at a bookstore in San Diego. It was like kind of a cover buy, but it also sounds good. I think it's an immigration story from India. And yeah, cover purchase that will hopefully pay off. Then I have Out by Natsuo Kirino. I love this cover. Let's see, where's the other one that I have? Oh, this is the other one on my TBR, and most of her books that I find look like this. But this was like a really cute edition that I got at Elliott Bay in Seattle, which is like one of my favorite bookstores. So I have those two. They're thrillers, Japanese thrillers. Yes. How do people talk to themselves for so long? So yeah, here's Miss Lou. Here's baby Lou. She's very cute. She's a baby. She's just a baby.
Dog is a psycho. Is this for your YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Let me act natural.
Okay. I planted wildflower seeds this year. I gave up on trying to grow vegetables because it never worked, and when it did, my dogs ate them. So this year I just went and got a bunch of flower seeds and like wildflowers and just sprinkled it in there, and honestly it's been so satisfying with like no effort. And I've just been making little bouquets for my house. I cut them back and then they grow back. I just like the colors together. Just follow the vibes. Okay, I'm just gonna finish the damn section because it felt unfinished to not share everything on here. We talked about those. This I want to get to someday, Middlesex. I'm not like as stoked about this one after reading The Virgin Suicides, which I'm very surprised that I didn't love that. I also watched the movie, and I mean, I kind of like the movie more than the book. Isn't that weird? I have Kristen Hanna. I've never read Kristen Hanna before, but I know that everyone loves this book and cries at the end. Not me looking at the end. I have Pachinko, which is another one that I can't believe I haven't read. Elena Ferrante. I read the first My Brilliant Friend, and wasn't like in a huge rush to pick up the next one. So my thing is that if I see it at Value Village, it'll be a sign. If I see the second one at Value Village, I'll buy it and it'll be a sign. Because that's one that I would want to own, but not buy, if you know what I mean. I also see those there a lot. So we'll see if the universe wants me to read that. The Late Americans. I love Brandon Taylor. I love Real Life. And I love, what's it called? Filthy Animals. Those stories. I didn't hear great things about this. I still want to read it. But yeah, I didn't hear the best things. There. I haven't read. I know that this is a good one. I know that all of these are going to be good. That's why I kept them. I have The House on Mango Street. Next I have Cloud Cuckoo Land, Hello Beautiful, and My Absolute Darling, which I've had these two for like a really long time. This one I got in Book of the Month like last year, and I know that I'll love that when I'm in the mood for something like that. Then we have My Dark Vanessa, a teacher and 15-year-old story of a lot of essay. I haven't read Know My Name either for similar reasons, but I do want to. I don't know. I think one day I'll just, this will just call to me and I'll read it. And I'm excited for that day. I have All My Puny Sorrows by Miriam Towes. I loved Fight Night. That's one of my favorite books ever. Women Talking was okay, but I wanted to give one more a try. So All My Puny Sorrows, no idea what it's about. I see sisters, so that's great. Fight Night was about like grandma, mom, and granddaughter, so lots of female relationships. This actually needs to go on my books I loved in high school shelf. This is more middle school. But this needs to go on my nostalgic bookshelf. Maximum Ride by James Patterson. Did anyone else read these? Because I was obsessed. I think it was a series. I have The Sound of Gravel, which is a memoir of escaping a polygamous cult. And so probably also a heavy one, but I love a memoir. I think I bought this after I read Educated and loved that a couple years ago, and I wanted something like kind of similar, and then didn't read it when I bought it, so I will one day. This is a Jeanette Winterson. I think it's a memoir too. And this I think I already talked about. I put it on the bottom shelf with the thrillers. The Trees by Percival Everett. I think this is is it Huckleberry and Finn? Why is my brain not working? Huckleberry Finn retelling. God, I'm stupid. So yeah, The Trees that I wanted to keep and read sometime. So let me know if there's any on the list that I should not read or that I should bump up to be more priority.